If it's one thing the Integra Type R holds, it's its value, and that is big time. If you think you've seen it all, well, I got something for you. This Integra Type R, this 25-year-old Integra Type R on Bring a Trailer just broke the sale histories for any Integra Type R ever with a whopping $204,000 when the hammer came down. And when I mean the hammer, I mean, when the auction ended in a Bring a Trailer. It makes it the most expensive Integra Type R ever sold at auction. We're going to get into the article here. We have the Car Scoop article here. I've been kind of digging a little bit just to find out the history on this Integra Type R, what made it so sought after, why did people ended up bidding all the way up to $204,000. That is insane for this car, in my opinion. But let's get into it. What is going on, boys and girls, and welcome back to another video. If you guys are rocking with the content, make sure to hit that thumbs up and the subscribe button for your boy. Well, in 2021, Acura only built around 1,100, to be exact, 1,173 Integra Type Rs. Now, a Phoenix Yellow Type R pretty much popped up on Bring a Trailer with only 4,800 miles. Now, this one is obviously a number vehicle. It's not in the low range number vehicles, up in the highest number vehicle. But if it would have been a lower number, it probably would have fetched more. Out of the 1,173, this one is number 1,086. Now, if it would have been a low number unit, at least if you want to bring that more rarity to the topic, it probably would have fetched a lot more. So let's jump into the article. And it said, well, that escalated quickly if the $120,000 bid, because it ended up ranking up to $120,000. And people were kind of freaking out about it. We're kind of wilding out like, oh my God, an Integra Type R is fetching that much. You have to remember that in 2022, one sold for $87,000. So when this one got bidded all the way up to $120,000, people were kind of losing their mind. Like, holy crap, where's this going to go to? So if the $120,000 bid seems wild when we first share the story, brace yourself, as the final hammer price on Bring a Trailer just landed at $204,000. That is insane. It's matching every previous record in its past. It is a staggering number for a car many once overlooked. Safe to say the market for this model just changed overnight. Original story follows. Now, look, I'll be honest with you. I've driven a Type R. I've been in a Type R. It is a fun car. It is not as fun as you would think it is for being a Type R, meaning it's fast. It takes the corners quick. You are driving a pretty rare car. It has all the bells and whistles, but it's not, you jump in it, and if it's bone stock, you're just driving a regular B series with power, with an LSD transmission, which makes it pretty quick. And mind you, I'm a Honda boy, and I come way back when it comes to the Honda boys. Now, what gives it this price, obviously, is how rare the vehicle is, having only 4,800 miles, and having this one being one of the last 1,173 made for 2021. But nonetheless, when I fell in love with cars, this was back in high school, 2001, in my freshman year. The car that made me fall in love with vehicles or Hondas in general was a Phoenix Yellow Integra Type R. That was my dream car forever. And when I finally drove one, when I finally got in one, it was like, okay, this is nothing out of this world. Yeah, it is a Type R. You're driving something that's rare, so you have to acknowledge that. But it's nothing out of this world when you're driving it. It is a B series, is pushing almost 200 horsepower. But then again, you jump into a RSX Type S like the one that I had, and you're almost equal power, probably a tad faster, probably a tad slower. I ran the RSX Type S back in the days with Mike Chang from Acura Honda Classic, and John was driving it, and his Integra Type R only beat the RSX by like maybe a car and a half, almost two, if I want to make a guess, like around third gear. But then again, John was driving it, I was in the car, Mike was by himself. Like it's not that crazy wow factor when you get in the car, at least for me. So after years of, finally driving one and finally getting into one, it was like, okay, this just feels like a regular B series. But then again, when you stagger this low number vehicle, it will rank up, and it is insane what it just broke at the hammer price I Bring a Trailer. So let's get into it. It says, now we're matching a 2021 Integra Type R that already hit $120,000 marks with 2 days of bidding still to go at the time of publishing, meaning there's plenty of room for it to climb even higher. Crazy as that sounds, it's a clear reflection of how sought after these once overlooked performance icons have become. I don't think Integra Type Rs have ever been overlooked. That's my opinion. This particular Integra Type R chassis is number 1088 of just 1,173 units sold in the US for the 2021 model. Since 2014, it has lived in a private Wisconsin collection among other priced Hondas and Acuras. With only 4,800 miles on the odometer, it presents as nearly showroom fresh, finished in a Phoenix yellow, a color that remains as striking today as when the car rolled off the lot. Now, let's jump into some pictures. It is godly how clean this car is. Don't get me wrong. Integra Type R is still at the top of my list, but it just convinced me, because I don't want people to kill me in the comments. It just convinced me that it wasn't that super godly wow factor that I thought it was going to be when I finally drove one, but it's still at the top of my list. This is an amazing car. This is still a dream car for me. The motor looks insanely clean. That is wild. You could literally eat off of this. Now, the interior, just your standard interior with your obviously red stitching, your original Integra Type R mats. The seats, it looks very good. Now, one thing that I will always bash on Acura, that why didn't this Integra Type R get a different steering wheel, and we just got the original steering wheel that almost every Integra has. Now, here's another look at the interior. It looks super fresh. It looks new. It literally looks like it came out the lot. It only has 4,800 miles, but just your regular standard Type R seats, your shift knob, the famous shift knob that everybody had, and your rug, and that looks stupid clean, to be honest. These seats look stupid clean with the red stitching and the suede. It looks amazing. Now, it says, like the exterior, the interior of this Acura Integra looks prestige. It retains the original front bucket seats clad in black micro suede with red contrast stitching. There's also a factory head unit and a plaque on the center console with the numbers 1086. According to Bring a Trailer, the seller has driven the car just 500 miles in the past decade, literally in 10 years, only 500 miles. Importantly, it's still being serviced and maintenance while parked up in 2022. It still receives new fluids and a new battery. The most expensive DC2R sold in Bring a Trailer was a similar yellow example that fetched $112,000 back in 2022. I was wrong. I thought it was $87,000. With only 7,000 miles on the clock, bidding on this low mileage car has already exceeded that marks that could climb, and that marks that it could climb even higher. At hammer price dropped down at $204,000. Now, let's look at some interior pictures. This is the iconic Integra Type R with your fogs. That looks amazing. Your Type R wheels that I love, the lip kit. This is one of the cars that I love. It is an amazing vehicle and I love it. It's just stupid clean, this car, to be honest. Now, it literally looks like it rolled out the showroom, to be honest. This is a car that every Honda lover or anybody who really has money to splurge, and obviously this person who bought it definitely has money to splurge because they spent $204,000 in it, would love to have on their collection. You really would love to have something like this on your collection. Like, this looks amazing. And it would be a sacrilege to actually start driving this car and put a lot of miles into it. This car kind of needs to remain in a showroom quality, when I mean sense, in a collection, show it off to the public, or even in your personal collection, but definitely not drive it so much. So, to end the article, it says, if you're wondering whether the nostalgia has a price, the answer is yes, and it's apparently 6 figures. If you're curious to see how the high bidding goes, or just get a God moment on a near perfect slice of early 2000 performance glory, you can check out the listing here. Now, it is closed, and it closed at $204,000, and that is insane. I mean, that is $250,000. For anybody who has money to splurge, they definitely bought a really clean car. A CRX and a Civic went through the Mecum auction not long ago, and they fetched some pretty good numbers. Now, when this vehicle came out, and this is where the article says this, when this vehicle came out, it was $24,930, which is around, in 2025 number, around $45,000 when you pretty much factor the inflation, and that's pretty wild. Now, if you guys don't know, this is powered by a 1.8 B18 1.8 liter 4-cylinder that makes 195 horsepower, 130 feet-pound of torque, with a 5-speed manual transmission that drives the front wheel through a limited slip differential. At the track, it is a monster, and that's what I love about the Integra Type R. Anyways, boys, another Integra Type R just broke record at Bring a Trailer, with the hammer price coming down at $204,000. Let me know what you guys think. I'll read you in the comments. And if you guys are enjoying the content, hit the subscribe, hit the thumbs up if you made it to the end of the video. we're praying hard right now because we might have some crazy surprises coming in this channel. I've been telling you this. I've been telling this since the end of 2024. I've been telling you this now at 2025. If God allows it, if God is in my side, you will see some crazy surprises in this channel, and we are gonna grow like crazy. Anyways, boys, I'll see you on the next one. Remember to hit that thumbs up and the subscribe. Your boy is out of here.